Yes, love.
Alright, man. I want to start by saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash. Double wonders unto the apostles and elders of great growth on the world wow. And shalom to the whole four elect.
Shalom.
Alright, we're going to get into the book of Revelations, the 21st chapter. This brother's going to break it down, and I'm going to read on his behalf, jumping where necessary. So it's the book of Revelations 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Yeah, so there's going to be that new heaven and new earth taking place after the end of what? The end of Esau, that old, that first earth that will pass away. That's Esau's rulership. All that's going to be brought to an end, man, by nuclear fire. And then what? The new heavens, new earth, that's the kingdom for Israel. You know, I just realized. Let's put the charger in. 1 sec.
Why you, I was speaking when you said, yeah, because it says, obviously it says the earth. Solomon broke it down in the book of Ecclesiastes, the earth abideth forever. So, you know, all these dystopian, what's the other word? Dystopian.
Or post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic movies show you the earth exploding, all that type of stuff. That's nonsense. Because the Heavenly Father spoke via Solomon, which is Yahweh Shai, the word of the Heavenly Father, that the earth abideth forever. Right? So this is in a figurative sense, being that the world, when you go into the Greek,
it got saved further than one age, because it's like
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, because it's like one world. It's the ions, the ages. Esau's age is done. What the age of the kingdom of heaven?
Yeah. So verse 2, and it says, and I John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Yes, that's talking about Israel, and really the elect of Israel, because that's that woman, that's that bride, that's basically being adorned for her husband, which is Yahweh Shai. And there's multiple times throughout the scriptures where, you know, Israel's personified as a woman, and that's what that New Jerusalem, man, basically coming back completely refreshed to rule on the earth. Because even that,
Salakia. Carry on, yeah?
Yeah. 1 sec. Yeah, I know. Okay, 1 sec. Revelation 5 and 10. And it's made us unto our power, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Yeah? Reign on the earth. That's what's going to go down. It's you know, it's whole Christian nonsense about, you know, just everything's going to be done away with and it's going to be, you know, in heaven, in the spiritual world.
Well, the Lord said it. That kingdom come, that will be done as
on earth as it is in heaven. Yeah?
That's the coming of the kingdom. The kingdom being upon earth as it is in heaven.
Okay.
Quick precept. This is the book of Jeremiah 6 and 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Alright, and Israel, the nation of Israel was likened unto a beautiful woman. Alright, but here's the thing. They are not all Israel that are of Israel. So in this modern day time, what you have is you have the true Israel, the Heavenly Father being the nation, the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, and that's who this pertains to. So let's read on. So it says, verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and power himself, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power.
Yeah, so, you know, the men that the tabernacle's with, you know, it's not talking about some you know, a random Elamite, you know, just 3 Moabites and an Ammonite. It's talking about Israel. And that's who the tabernacle's with. And it's plain throughout the whole scriptures, like it says in Malachi, "I'm the Lord, I change not." So that's the men that he's dealing with. And further down, it makes it explicit, because when it goes into the gates, it lets you know. There ain't no gate for Elon, there ain't no gate for Edom. You know, there's no way they can try and squeeze in, which is what all these Christians try and do. They try and elbow their way in. They're trying to hold open the gates on the central line, trying to hold the doors open so they can squeeze in. But nah, they're just gonna get that firm kick.
You got something?
No, go on. See if there was anything else, but yeah.
All right.
Oh well, it says, and the Most High Himself shall be with them and be their power. Yeah, so I'm going to be dealing with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It's not going to be anyone else.
That's what the marriage is about. All right, us being married unto the Lamb of Yahushua, a bride being adorned for their husband. Okay, Yahushua, and Yahushua is what the mediator between us and the Most High. So that'll be the establishment, the sealing of the nation of Israel basically being joined again unto the Heavenly Father, which is the second covenant. All right. So basically, in the waiting of the second covenant coming into play, we're waiting for the Lord to make His return, and basically the marriage to happen, which will happen at the end of this world. All right. And that's how the Heavenly Father, the Most High, will be a power unto us once again. Verse 4, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. Excuse me. Neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be.
So it's basically going to be an end to the former things, man. As it's going to say, but it says what? No more death, no more slavery. The Lord said it will no more carry us away into captivity. No more sorrow, no more crying. All these things that now, presently, that's the current life. That's our existence. Sorrow and crying is something Jake is well acquainted with. You can go to any Jake, even the guys that are so-called meant to have made it. That's why he had what's his name, Tyrese, years back. I just want to see my baby.
Yeah.
Because why? It's hell. It's fucked. You picked the wrong bitch. It's over. She's holding that. This guy is fucking grinding in Fast and Furious to make every fucking dollar he can, so he can pay some child support to just see his fucking daughter, man. Hell on earth. That's sorrow. That's the earth.
But then this is the thing. It's the catch, because it tells you in the book of Ezekiel 9:4. Go through the midst of the sea and set a mark upon them, a sign, cry for all the abominations to be done in the midst thereof. The difference between the elect men that basically sign and crying in this kingdom is faith, man. They'll have faith in the power. Whereas these men, they have faith in this world, and then they'll have a misfortune, but in that misfortune, they'll still have some kind of faith. They'll be like, and as we were speaking about that before we started this, how, hey, Eve, the reason why she gets upset is because she believes in this place. Like, look, just give me my little piece, man. I don't care about all that. Just give me my little piece. And it's the same with Jake that believe in this world. They basically want their piece of the pie, and if they don't get it, they're gonna start crying.
Lamentating. You got.
Something else I was gonna say. Shall wipe away all tears. But yeah, man. I read them. It's nothing. It's just banter. That's all. If you think of jokes and stuff. Verse 5. And that sat upon the throne said, "Behold, I make all the things." Lucky, I'm reading in verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, "Behold, I will."
I think you still need to finish a bit of 4.
Lucky, I'll read verse 4 again. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And the pain in your body is a curse, man. All right, that's why we're in the flesh. Look at it like this. It says the wages of sin are death. Anything that's in the form of death is mortality basically has an effect on your a hindrance of your. I'm doing too much. Let me run it back. Pain is basically a byproduct of death. It's like anything that it's like a if it's like a stimulation to let you know don't do that. Like you put your hand in the fire, you feel the pain of the fire. It lets you. It's your body telling you like, look, don't do that. So it's like it's the same with sin. So all these carcinogens, inflammation, all these different things, boils, scars, anything that really happens to you, it's in line with what the curses of the Heavenly Father, man. Right? There's going to be no more pain due to what? The Lord giving us new bodies, whereby we're fine-tuned to deal with the Lord, the Heavenly Father. So then by being in that light, we're going to be immortal. So we ain't going to feel no pain no more. Neither, and that's why there's going to be no reason for us to cry, no reason for us to sigh or be in any form of sorrow, because we're going to be just beings upon the earth. So I read on. So it says, for the former things are passed away. And he that set the former things, basically that's the old world. We're heading into the new world. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So basically we're going to go into the kingdom of heaven, where it's the end of our sorrow, basically. Alright? Verse 5, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new.
Things are going to basically be renewed, man. As of now, everything's in decay, man. It says what the earth languisheth and fadeth away. It's like this earth groaning, man. It's creaking. It's breaking apart at the seams. Because why? It's being abused. It's being defiled. But it's what all those things are going to be made new. And it's really a rejuvenation, being renewed. Because it's going back to how it was previously, before Adam fell through Eve. So it's going back to that former state where it's what meant to be what an Eden, a paradise.
Okay. We continue for you. So it says, verse 5 says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these things are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yeah, so that's obviously Yahushua talking, because what? Alpha and Omega, the R and the Fa, that's Yahushua, the beginning and the end.
Adam and Yahushua. Adam, it goes into in the book of Corinthians, right? Paul goes into it, 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. The first Adam being, I always forget,
what, quickening spirit?
No, Yahushua is a quickening spirit. But the first Adam is a man, something to that effect. But Yahushua was a quickening spirit. That's the R and the Fa. Yahushua was the Fa by what? That's why he was put on the crucifix. Alright? The crucifix goes back to the Hebrew word Fa. Alright? And that's what it means, the actual meaning of the
was made a living soul.
Living soul, that's it, yeah.
Adam was made a
quickening spirit. Yeah, so the Fa means Yahushua was X'd out, but in Yahushua being X'd out, really what it was an X'ing out of the flesh. That's why he was what? Risen again, alright? To show you there's life after death, but there's life in Yahushua through the Spirit unto the Heavenly Father, alright? So reading on, it says, verse 6, says, I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely.
Oh, so like, read it again.
Yeah. So it says, I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of the life freely.
Yeah, so that's the truth. It's basically, hey, the truth is going to be bountiful. And that's really going to be what we're abiding in. We're going to be abiding within the word of the truth. Because why? We're going to get those new bodies where what? The law is going to be inside us. So it's not going to require any form of effort Just as now, it's like how the current chains of darkness, wickedness comes easy. That's its inclination. It's going to be the complete opposite. When righteousness comes easy, the only inclination is going to be towards righteousness. It's going to be on reflex. Just like now, if you blink, there's no form of any form of thought process that goes into blinking. It's just a thing that occurs. That's how it's going to be with righteousness. We're following the laws.
Hey, that's why even I just read it. It said, water life freely. What did Yahweh Shai say to the Samaritan woman at the well, man?
Yeah, they that drink of the water have no thirst no more. Oh, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Basically, the heavenly Yahweh Shai had that water that basically is a great water, but it wasn't for her. Alright, that's why even in the book of Proverbs, the 8th chapter, I believe it tells you to drink waters out of thine own cistern. Alright, a cistern was used. You still have it today in like different parts of the world, even in cities where they have collect water and they have it for holding. But in the ancient world, you would have a big storage unit that basically would just store water. And that cistern would be, you'd have your own cistern for whenever you need an emergency. But that cistern that we have is Yahweh Shai, man. And he gives freely. And then we take it, and then out of our belly shall flow rivers of living water as well. So it's like it goes full circle.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
John 4:13. Yahweh shall answer and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water, springing up into everlasting life. Yeah, that's everlasting life, man. But yeah, that's the waters we're gonna be drinking from, man. It's really that's now all that's out is stagnant, defiled water. That's what the majority of Jacob on. But hey, it's all gonna be renewed, man. All the old form things gonna be done away with, like I said.
Verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fifth...
Well, yeah, he that overcometh shall inherit all things. That's the same thing as
Revelations 2.
Yeah, Revelation 2, Psalm chapter 2. It's he that overcometh and keep my works to the end. It's about enduring onto the end, making it, making it through the whole marathon to the finish line.
Enduring all hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai.
Okay. Because that's what it's and it's the same reward. Well, you might as well read the end again.
Alright. Verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son.
Yeah, so it's that same joint heirship with Yahweh Shai. Because we'll be made, as his sons, and we'll get the same reward, man. That's why through Yahweh Shai, that's how it's all coming to pass.
Let me quickly read this to back up that as well. So it's the book of Galatians, the 3rd chapter, and 20. I'll start from 24. Wherefore the law. So let me actually do this.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Trying to, trying to multitask, but it ain't quite working. I'll read this first. So it says, verse 24, Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto our Mashiach, that we might be justified by faith, right? But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster, for we are all the children of the Most High by faith in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Okay, that's through Yahweh Shai. It's faith as well, man. It's basically going from, attempting and failing to keep the laws to where it's now we've entered a period of grace. And then that means that we still have duties required, man. We still have a race to run. We still have to endure to the end to receive the reward. Yeah. Like in Revelation.
So Revelations 21 and 8 says, but the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Yeah, so a large volume of men are not going to make it, man, especially among Israel. The bulk of Israel are going to be done away with. They're going to have to come back in the kingdom. Because why? Like it says, fearful, unbelieving, abominable. It's like that's the truth's gone out, man. The word's there. And hey, there's brothers that have come in. There's hella brothers that have come in. But then it's like even more so. It's like among Jake, there's people that fan the hand, that talk shit. They're on the comment boards, scoffing, reporting the videos, all that. Because why? They're unbelieving. Those guys are all gonna have to taste the missiles, man. They're gonna have to be that kindling to keep the fire burning once America's put to its end, man.
Okay. So it says, and there came unto me one of the seven angels which had the seven vials full of the seven last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife.
Yeah, and the Lamb is Yahushua. And it says, what? Show you the bride. That's talking about Israel again. Really, the elect.
Yeah. Because remember, it tells you about the them that entered into the wedding not having a wedding garment.
Oh, yeah.
You have the garment is the righteousness of the saints. So if you don't have the righteousness of the saints, basically you ain't part of the elect, man. Mm-hmm. That's why the Lord said, gather unto me my the saints that have made a covenant with me by blood, I believe it says in Psalms 50 and 5. Alright, so basically, for you to be under the covenant, you have to be aware of the covenant between the Heavenly Father and the nation of Israel, which was established by Moses. And when Moses first met the Most High, what did he ask for? His name to go and talk to the people. Mm-hmm. So that's the same thing. In order for you to really know the Lord, the Heavenly Father and His Son, Proverbs 30, right? What is His name and what is His Son's name? If you know that, you got the keys, all right, and you can go into that strong tower, and basically, going into that strong tower is likening to going into the wedding of the bride and the lamb, all right. Verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High. All right.
Okay. That's Israel again. Well, really, the elect, after they've been perfected, coming back down. That New Jerusalem, man, descending onto the earth. Because again, ruling on the earth.
Right, let me read it again. Verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a great wall and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Yeah, so there's the 12 gates and the kingdom of heaven, and what's the names? You know, is it gonna say Esau? Is it gonna have Amalek? Is Amalek gonna be graffitied on in the in the corner? No, it's the 12 tribes, and that as well eliminates anyone talking about the tribe of Dan don't know what they're talking about, because like you go in earlier in the book of Revelation where it goes through, it says what the 12,000 out of each tribe. It makes it clear what the tribes are. And that's why if the 12 tribes sign, where through the Spirit it got broken down, who those tribes are. And then you have those that are scattered, which it mentions as well, a little further on. But then what? It's for Israel, man.
So where can you Christians get in, man?
Yeah,
there ain't no gate for you to enter in by.
There's
They even let you know the strangers that are joined onto them. And the strangers and the mix of a great multitude that stood clothed in white, as it tells you in Revelation 7. Mm-hmm. the Israelites as well, because they're going to have to walk through a gate. Alright? And even this is a throwback to what? The book of Numbers. The numbering of the children of Israel. When they had the camp set up with different sides, east, west, north, south. And you basically had the tribe. The tribe of Dan was mentioned then. But guess what? Levi wasn't mentioned. Why? Because it wasn't a tribe in a sense in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. Why? Because they were joined onto the Heavenly Father through priesthood. Right? Through through Aaron's line, basically. Alright? But in this time, Levi is being recognized as a tribe. Why? Because the priesthood, read the book of Hebrews, the 7th chapter, it's been moved on to Yahushua, which of no priesthood was spoken of. Alright? Yeah. So they're acknowledged now as a tribe. You got something? No.
Oh, yeah. You're reading.
Yeah, I'm reading on. So it says, verse 13. On the east, 3 gates. On the north, 3 gates. On the south, 3 gates. And on the west, 3 gates. And on the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
Yeah, so 12 as well, being respected, because why? There's the order as well goes into it. It's been set. And it's like when they asked, like, yo, we've forsaken everything, what's going to be our reward? He said, what? They're going to be on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes. So they're going to have their
great.
Oh.
So this is the book of Matthew 19:28. 20, start from 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. That what shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, you shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren, well, that's the point.
Yeah. Being on the 12 being on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And that's the reward. And that's why they're gonna have that position. You're gonna have it in order, man, because it's gonna have, Yahushua, King David, the 144,000, man, and there'll be ranks among them. Because that's how the Lord deals with order.
Come. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length of the breadth and the height are all and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is of the angel, right? And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass.
Yeah, that pure gold, man. That's what we're gonna have in the kingdom. We're gonna have that pure gold. We're gonna be, walking, maneuvering through that pure gold. Where
24 karat, man.
It's gonna be in a whole different, level and dimension from this knockoff, crusty imitation kingdom Esau has now, man. Where a guy will just put up a giant. Man's got a giant fucking walkie-talkie. There's a bunch of metal and glass, and he's saying, yeah, this is a great wonder. But all these things, it's all vanity as well. It's basically Esau being like, oh yeah, he's taking control of the heavens. He's trying to put himself on the level of the Most High. But hey, it says in Malachi, he will build up desolate places. They will build up, I'll throw down. I mean, and what the kingdom of heaven, how it's going to be set up in righteousness, man, and it's going to endure. That pure Esau couldn't even dream of having pure gold out here, man.
We can't even dream of that, man. I was trying to, right as you said it, that's a spirit, because I was trying, like, just picture, because I'm reading it, it was just like building of gold, like, you're walking on, like, concrete, you're walking on gold.
That's it's just concrete, yeah.
You're walking on gold, man.
But that's why it's like, hey, everything's going to be renewed, man.
So reading on verse 18, and the building of the wall was of jasper, and a city with pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third a chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th a chrysoprase, chrysoprasus, the 11th jacinth, the 12th an amethyst, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass.
Okay, no, pure gold, man. It's again the 12 gates. Like, I didn't sneak in a 13th gate, just gonna throw in a random tribe to get, that
Everyone else.
Yeah, innit? And why even specify the gates and then just have everyone can just come in willy nilly anyway?
Okay. Verse
Right,
22.
go.
And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord power almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of the Most High did lighten it. And the Lamb is the light thereof.
Yeah, so it's basically going to be a thing where we like we mentioned earlier, going to be dealing with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua directly, and it's basically going to need no other form of understanding, man. And that's what it means by there's no need of the sun or the moon, because it's like, it doesn't mean the sun is going to get vaporized. Piccolo's going to blast out the moon, so Gohan turns back. That they ain't going to be what's happened. The moon and the sun, these things are there for ordinances. They're there for order, and they have a purpose to serve. They're going to continue to serve it as well, because like without the moon, then you can't get new moon cycles. But it's talking about understanding, because as far as we're just like I said, we're going to be dealing with truth. That's all we're going to have. That's all we're going to have need for. Yeah.
Yeah. For the glory of the Most High did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth.
The nations of them which are saved, that's not yet again the Christians that just get, they're rubbing their hands, they're like, oh, what, that's man are packing their bags, they got the Samsonite case ready, they got the shades on, they're thinking they're going to walk in and be blinded by all the dazzling gold. But no, that's talking about the Israelite foreigners, those that already counted. They're among Israel, but they're what? Living amongst the heathen. They're the ones that walk in the light of it.
And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it.
Yeah, they're going to be bringing all them goods. It's like it mentions Isaiah 60. All them, they're going to be bringing the camels, they're going to be dragging the carts full of all sorts of goods.
The best of their women.
They're going to have, I was about to say, they're going to have the elephant with the little palanquin on top of it. And you're going to have the virgin daughters in there getting draped up, getting brought into the city, to be given as gifts, man. It's going to be all the goods are going to be brought in.
So it says, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there.
Yeah, so it's not saying like, it's going to be an eternal daytime, with, because they've, what do you call it? It's not saying it's going to be an eternal daytime, because, the night, now the kingdom of heaven's come, the night cycle's done, like we said. The sun, the moon, these ordinances, the day and night cycle.
Jeremiah goes into it. The Lord said, if you could basically, he
what's that challenge?
So lucky, I'm a bit tired, man. He the words escaping me. He likened the hosts of heavens, deceasing from their jobs, to the nation of Israel ceasing from their job of being the Heavenly Father's chosen. So that means that he established these things from the beginning. And the nation of Israel was established before the foundations of the earth. Prior to all this was established. Alright? So it's the same with the hosts of heaven. They have a job to do. They have to show time. It's a measuring tool. And it's not going to go away because we need to what? Honor. We need to keep the law.
That's part of the law.
Alright? And that's why we're going to be, I was going to say it, man. I was going to say imperfect. We're going to be perfect. Immortal. Alright? And that's down to what? The Heavenly Father putting the law in our inward parts, and then we would know that, okay, it's a new moon. It's coming in. You know, it's the Passover's coming in. We'll know all these things due to what? Looking at the host of heaven and determining the things thereof. Alright? And it says, verse 24, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. So like I'm reading all this again. I'll start from verse 26, jump down to 26. And they shall bring their glory and honor of the nations into it, and they shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth.
Yeah, none of these defiled, venomous, greasy heathen are going to be getting in, man. No, either my toenail isn't going to touch. Because why? It's all it's all done, man.
It's not built. It's like it's not built for the terrain, man.
Them guys they'll get vaporized, man. If they try engaging with that.
It'll be like what's it? Not Fifth Element.
I was thinking, I know the movie where it's like
Total Recall.
Or
Arnold
even
Schwarzenegger. Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
You go out into the. That's what happened, man. You come in the kingdom, your head's gonna explode, man.
Well, I was thinking of the thingy, not Kingdom, but the Crystal Skull. What's the first one? When they get the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones, and then he opens it, he looks at it, he's like, "Rah!" And he melts. I'm sure you've seen the clip, man.
Yeah, I probably
that one. It's like.
Because they wouldn't even be able to touch the Ark of the
Covenant.
Covenant.
Bro, the way that guy turns into ooze. That shit was funny as hell.
You had one of the trice men of the nation, not trice, but the trice men of the earth, an Israelite, saved the Ark of the Covenant from falling attempt to. When it fell, and he died instantly.
He dropped dead, man.
That's because the law was only Levi could touch it.
Nah, it's done.
Well, even you know, Aaron, Levi. I have to check it to check out. Yeah. That's it, man. I'll read verse 27.
Yeah.
And they shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
Yeah. So
it starts with the nation, the elect, and it fills down.
The 2/3 will come back in their right minds, you know, through the elect. That's who it's for, and that's why it's like there's no avenue, there's no, you know, like way they can just scrape in, because the heathen ain't for them, man. And that's why it's like they're gonna be in slavery, they're gonna be getting whipped, they're gonna be given the tributes, and that's it, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Close up on that. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Harakah Kadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, great wisdom and rule well. Shalom. Lord willing, next one. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.